Okay, so that was a brutal first map for Ace Gaming, getting a 16 read. This time around, we're on Cash, right? That's going to be OpTic's own map pick. We talked about how good they are. Pistol round going live, Dust.
Yep, so they are going to start on the T side this time around on OpTic. But this is a map that quite balanced and has even maybe drifted a bit more towards the T side over the last, let's say, 6 months or so. So I don't think side choice matters just as much here, but you see Ace, they're trying to go for a heavy B push, and it's going to be completely averted as it's going to be a heavy mid attack here from OpTic, and Fox is all alone inside the A-bomb site here. There will be a quick flank, but OpTic will certainly be aware this flank is on its way.
It's interesting seeing Fox playing on the A side. I'm used to seeing him for another team at B site coming up really big as well. A side's going to go down very quickly, and Max and who's this Fiercey going to be the last two standing. Max on a big flank coming up from Warehouse. Now he's going to find himself last man standing. Takes a couple of pot shots. That alerts Stanislaw exactly where he is, and Stan's going to go ahead and finish up the pistol round with 2K. Two 2Ks right there. Shazam and Stanislaw just both dominating for OpTic.
I mean, I think that the problem with that for Ace is if you're going to push people B, which is like a pretty common thing to do actually on pistol rounds, so you can get that quick flank, or you just get into a big fight and then kind of deny the B attack. Fox should be playing like more towards truck. He shouldn't be inside the site where he can just get killed so easily. Like, he should be playing truck and staying alive and waiting for that flank to set in. Instead, he was really deep in the A-bomb site. He was an easy frag to trade, and from there, OpTic just get the bomb down with ease and are able to set up for that flank much better. So yeah, I'm gonna go into OpTic's favor. We do have an even trade to start this round in a 4-on-4. As of course there was a little bit of a force here from Ace with the pistols and head armor. And they're getting a little bit aggressive here towards the inside of the map. They do actually take down Rush, but Naf quick the trade from the door. Really nice game sense there from Naf to make that play. And now OpTic are back in the driver's seat of this round.
Yeah, they're going to start, or at least Nafly is going to start backing off. Fox is pushing the angle while Stanislaw and Daps set up on the A side. The only person standing in their way is going to be Fierce, who actually backs off at this point. Oh, this could be a very deadly angle for Fox, though. Just kind of watching. He's going to catch him on the cross. Misses the first shot, and that allows Daps to turn around and shut him down. Fierce all alone. Caught out of position, trying to sneak up, and that's going to be yet another kill. So that's a 3K round for Daps. Bomb's going to go down at the very end as well. Even more cash. Coming in for OpTic Gaming. Might just be another repeat, but we've yet to see guns coming out for Ace Gaming. That'll be in round 4.
Yeah, obviously this round they're going to have even less to work with than that 4 spy, so this should be an easier time for OpTic, and they've certainly shown us this series thus far. They've had no issue winning these anti-eco rounds. Should start this game off 3-0 here pretty soon. They're going to have Naf go into Squeaky Door, per usual. So pretty default setup here. The only difference is stats being a little bit more aggressive than usual on the B side of the map, but otherwise this is just kind of the tried and true approach from OpTic. They've been able to get pretty much all the kills they've hunted for. Vez may have a shot at something here. He picks up an AK, actually gets the bomb down. Not going to be able to hold on to it, though, and he realizes Naf is going to be door, so this is a good idea from Vez to just kind of get out of there, focus up on this push.
Good flashbang by Vez. He's not able to complete the kill. Switch to the pistol, finishes it off, but then it gets immediately traded on out. So now we're in a 2 versus 1. Very costly round for OpTic Gaming. Fiercey works his way back up. Same position he died last time. Deagle doesn't expect somebody up on boost. Flicks on up. Too late. Nafly with the spray down. You know, the silver lining here is it's going to force up a whole bunch of rebuys for OpTic, who actually did buy pretty heavily into round 3.
Yes, I mean, they might have that opportunity with some of those frags to actually force OpTic into a save right away if they can actually win this opening gun round. Though I would say Stanislaw, Shazam, and Naf all have a pretty good amount of money, so it may not be the case. We're going to see OpTic opening up default, which is usually Naf, Tor, Stanislaw, B lobby. The rest kind of working mid and A main. So yeah, this is, you know,
this is their
normal default for them. Really standard stuff. You're going to have a push at A main, though. It will take out Rush and Shazam, so that is a big play from Ace. That could just tilt the balance quite a bit in this round. They should be able to win this one now. I mean, they have a 5-on-3. No excuse for letting this one slip if you're Ace Gaming.
Oh, it's tremendous advantage right there. All they have to do is play very disciplined, but it seems like they're fully rotating over towards the B side, leaving Max all alone. Now, Max is in a good position, though, where he has lots of information. He can even play for sound and listen for movement and action at a garage. Yeah, just kind of throwing some stuff. And OpTic, they know they've got a lot of time on the clock. 1:07. formulate a plan, and then act on it. You see smokes going down into mid. That's going to be the crisscross smokes. They're not going to come charging out just yet. Stanislaw leads the way, checking every corner very cautiously. Daps and Naf suddenly shut down. That was actually Max peeking out from Squeaky.
Yeah, I think they were trying to do a boost, and Max had pushed Squeaky door, so he was able to catch them while they were boosting and get those 2 kills pretty easy. So it leaves Stanislaw alone in a 1v5, and he'll get caught out as well. So a flawless victory there from Ace Gaming. So that's probably the most comfortable round when we've seen this entire best of 3 so far. They had a couple of rounds on Mirage, but nothing that clean. So that was really well done from Ace Gaming. She wants a little bit of life here on the CT side, and making things a little bit tough on OpTic. They will force up what they can. We do see Daps. He'll be the guy to take the sacrifice and just go onto a Tech 9 to make sure he can get the utility. And Rush will be on a Galil. Gonna have 4 smokes, a couple flashes, a couple Molotovs. So you might see something a little bit faster here because they don't really have the utilities to like work and split the map as much. So yeah, they're just gonna go for a really, really fast mid take here. Boosting Shazam out. That's leading in, but yeah, great work from Ace shutting this down.
Lawson was completely blind for the entire push, and then nobody checks the corner. So he ends up getting a free frag and a free 2K. Suddenly, OpTic finds himself in deep, deep trouble with Rush and Naf all alone. Rush only with a Galil, and the only utility left is going to be a single smoke. At least Naf's location is known because he keeps taking pot shots all around the place. Lawson peeks around. There's going to be 1 shot by Naf. He knows he has 1 more down at bottom mid. He uses his smoke to block off White Box, and we got a minute left on the clock. They're going to have to group up and do something. Naf's already out in mid. Means Rush is going to have to rush and force the issue as well.
Yeah, he could pick up an AK here. There is one out there.
Where'd it go?
Yes. I think there's one inside the vents, so we'll pick that up. And they're going to actually attack this into the B-bomb site here. They come through vents. Rush does spot out Fierce in the site, but Fierce will find the frag. So Naf now in a 1v3 does get the kill. Should be able to get into the B-bomb site. Fox won't get there fast enough to stop the bomb from planting. And now Naf knows Fox is there, so he'll actually just step out, look for the frag. Does a lot of damage, but he's got to worry about that checkers push. He seems very aware of it. He's even going to go check the angle here on vents, but can't get the frag. That was a pretty smart play from Naf. He just didn't connect the shot. And so Ace, they win 2 in a row, and now OpTic surely going to have to take a save now. And Ace are going to be able to tie this game up pretty early on, so it's looking a lot better. They may tie their whole match total in rounds right here now from last match.
Yeah. Ace Gaming starting to reap the fruits of their labor, fragging so many members of OpTic Gaming back during round 3. You remember only 2 of them were alive, so it's kind of a weak buy. Almost a forced buy, really, for OpTic Gaming last time around, and now they're completely spent. Let's see, this is what, 1-2 rounds in a row for Ace Gaming, so OpTic slowly building up the bank. Should be able to buy up next time, right? Yeah, they got plenty of cash for that.
Right.
Next round, should they lose this. Grouping up heavily at mid, so they want to make a major presence at mid. They're going to have to deal with Lawson, looking down with the 8 He announces his presence, and then, wow! 2K collateral. Got a 3-4. He's going to ace it. Hands down. 1 flash, but Vez steals the ace.
Yeah, he had his chance at it, but missed the shot, so Vez going to have to step out and stripped it away. So now we're all square here at 3-all, but now OpTic are going to be able to have full utility. They don't have the op on Shazam. And one thing I want to put on this team is what I like about it is that Shazam is much more aggressive now. Like in the past when he would have only a rifle and not an op, he would actually kind of float towards the back of the pack and kind of just be like a real late round player. And I feel like he really struggled to do that. But on this team, he's been much more aggro with Rush and Stanislaw on doing entry work whenever he's just stuck on an AK. It looks like that's going to be exactly the case here. They have 4 in A man, they have Naf at door as normal. And they're just going to try to explode out this A bomb site and have a trade battle and see what they can do. But they got to worry about this boosted player. Max is up there.
I think Naf heard that, though. Doesn't seem like anybody's even aware of it, though. So Max is going to come up very big and drop the bomb carriers before he finally gets shredded out. Now 2 and 3. With Naf wrapping around the corner, Shazam's in a position where he cannot trade with him by forklift. Doesn't even matter, though. Naf's going to do some work, dropping Fox. And 2 and 2, Vez severely hurt, playing the low HP game. Fierce just going to post up, watch the angle, but smokes are down. Bomb is planted at default, so they're going to have to watch this from inside the site.
Yeah, good job by Naf to avoid that incendiary, so he still has control of quad, and there's not any other nades to flush him out, so he's got a really powerful position to play here in that post, but they even put a smoke up to try to block the retake just a bit more. Shazam, in the meantime, gets his 3rd kill of the round. He's been doing great here. It's all on Vez, 1 versus 2. Going to be able to get Shazam inside the site. It's not planted for Naf at all, so Naf needs to worry about Vez, who taps the bomb. Naf forced to come out here and peek, but he will win the fight, so great job there from Naf and Shazam at the end. I think they just won a 2 versus 4. if I'm not mistaken. So that was really well done, or at least a 2v3. So great recovery there from OpTic. As they had a little bit of trouble initially getting control of the site, but they still came through on top.
Vez looked really nervous right there at the end. Taps the bomb, drops the smoke right there for cover. And then he just wasn't sure where he wanted to place his crosshair. And in that moment of indecision, gets peaked. Very unfortunate. Might have been able to win that round. 4-3.
Yep, and now we're going to see OpTic just opening up default again, slowing it back down. Daps is going to be over here with Stanislav towards B this time around, so they have a little bit heavier of a presence on this side of the map. Lawson will pick up Daps right away, and Fierce through the smoke will take out Stanislav, so tough bargain there for OpTic, as the remaining 3 members will just look to take control of mid, see if they can't figure something out, but there's not so much to work with now.
Vez and Lawson starting to catch fire at this point. Naf's going to work his way towards white box. Vez actually rotated all the way off of white box. The flashbang's going to announce position, though, and Fox wants to catch him off guard, kind of playing this off angle. Naf's super close. Fox just gives up, hiding inside the ace site. So then this might be a huge advantage for Naf by working his way on out. Finally spots Fox. Not meant to be. Shazam from behind with the AK-47. That's down highway. Now Vez finds himself smoked off with no choice but to fall back. No, he works his way on the backside. Rush is watching it. That's going to be one free frag. Max, the last man standing in the A site.
And does get Shazam, also gets the bomb there onto Rush. So Max is really kind of the savior of that round. I mean, the last round, we actually saw Ace lose a 3 versus 2. And right there, it was looking for a moment that they were about to lose a 5 versus 3. But Max able to use that quad position to get the big frags at the end. And he was a player that really, really struggled on Mirage, right? I think he was like 2-20 or something like that. In this game, he has already well exceeded that. He's 7-4. He's made a couple of big plays. And he's been a big part of why Ace has had a good run at this map thus far. They have OpTic again on a save. Just some P250s are all gathered up at B. So I'm sure at some point here they're just going to try to break through and just make something happen. And here it comes.
All right, grenade just going to barely miss. Vez holds down the spray down, picks off 1. He's got 2 players from the site, and they're having such a hard time working past the sprays. Fiercey finishes that round off with a 4K, largely just holding the spray down, picking player after player off. Ace Gaming, keep in mind, this is cash, right? This is a map that OpTic's known for, that they're good at, that they picked, and all of a sudden Ace, a team that's not even on the same level as OpTic Gaming, is looking remarkably strong and, more alarmingly, economically in charge.
Well, I mean, to be fair, OpTic has dropped cash a few times underdog team, so it is out there. And I feel like this map has become like the new North American Dust 2. Like, everyone plays it. Everyone has some level of fluency on it. And so it does become a map that, unless you're just absolutely dominant on it like Liquid used to be,
yep.
It's a map that can sometimes swing either way. But I would suspect that OpTic could get their act together still and still make a good half out of this. I mean, it's still a tight race. And again, this map has a pretty good balance to it. So I'm not too concerned either way at this point, as it is going to be another round for OpTic where they're just kind of on some upgraded pistols. I think they're just making sure they can get an op in Shazam's hands, who hasn't had one yet this game.
That's an interesting note. Well, as we see OpTic work their way through this eco, looks like they want to take some mid control, maybe split the A site. A little 1-for-1 tit for tat. Going to take allow Rush and Stanfall to go ahead and work their way down mid, and then off highway. Problem is all the pressure coming from A main has been shut down, leaving Rush all alone. 10 HP, just looking for a headshot. Not meant to happen. Fox charges in like the wild man that he is, taking the kill, and nearly flawless round for Ace Gaming. They're going to get 6 rounds on the board at this point before OpTic finally buys, and there's that AWP you were talking about, Dust.
Yeah, it's been the first time I think I've seen Shazam with it this game. He may have had it their first gun round, they just got pushed A main, they just died really quickly. I can't remember for sure, but this will be his big opportunity to see if he can have an impact with it, as we are going to see OpTic again opening up fairly default. He might get Shazam boosted up. He loves to boost up and just look for op picks, but instead he's just going to be watching counter boost, it looks like, making sure that that's not going to happen, which it certainly is. We can see it here on the mini-map that they are thinking of doing it. Meantime, Rush got picked up by Lawson.
Good read by Shazam.
Yeah, he took care of the counter boost, and Dash was able to step out and grab Max as well. He knew that one other guy had to be out there due to the counter boost, and he was able to catch him. So that's big kills from OpTic. Now they'll transition to what looks to be a B split with Nav going to be looking to lurk middle and cut off rotates.
Well, there's only one person sitting in the B site right now. That's going to be Fiercey. Smoke's coming in. They explode onto the site. Fiercey steps way out wide, peeking, and comes up big for his troubles. That's going to be a 2K low on HP. He's going to be 19 health, but he's done his job at this point. Vez is there to back him up, putting us into a 2 versus 3. This is very dangerous for OpTic Gaming. Okay, Generator player's finally been dropped down. And Nafly, ooh, he's thinking about pushing right through the smoke. Instead just jumps up on top of site. Yikes.
Oh, Lawson took so much damage on a really risky play. It did not pan out, and he's down, so now it's all up to Vez. 1v2. He knows he's got one stuck inside the site. It's going to be Nav. Nav just trying to buy time, crouching, ducking, and weaving, trying to dodge these bullets like he's Neo or something. Eventually, he will fall. The bomb is planted for Shazam. Vez low on HP, but Shazam only has a Glock and out, so he has to keep the op out. So HP not a factor, but he still lands the shot. And so OpTic, they're going to make it 5-6. Not the ideal round. It was a little bit sloppy there towards the end, but they still made it work.
Thinking and weaving in bullet time. Ace still has lots of cash on hand, even able to get one more AWP in the hands of Lawson. Very sloppy round. Shazam doing real nice, though. You saw those mollies, grenades, everything coming up over boost. I think he just expected they're going to charge up. They've got to counter boost. Be able to go ahead and pick it up. Now they're going to be playing their default with Naf and Stanislaw at the extremities, and the rest of the players just kind of watching various positions to rush a little tit for tat, pushing, firing shots up. I don't know how he picked Fox off like that.
But he knows that there's a player boosted now, I'd imagine.
Yeah, I think he was just pre-firing.
He was just spamming through the smoke at like what can be a common spot. Yeah, if the players are going for the boost and he just happened to land the shot there. Now you have to think that they have to at least somewhat expect this boost from Max, just because they killed the guy in the boosting position. So we'll see, as we do see them gathering up over here towards mid garage. It's definitely going to be a big play to get mid control. Nath is still door, so I would think an A split is likely, but they certainly have the option to go Vince to B.
Ooh. Stanislaw peeks the corner. Lawson actually misses the op shot. And then they back off. So that's a little bit of information for Lawson. He knows that they're in mid, and he knows that, at least for the moment, they're not interested in splitting the B site. Now, the explosion's about to come underway. With Stanislaw and Daft, they got to worry about Vez, though, standing on top of the Z box. Picks up one, drops down low, and just as the feet touch the ground, he's able to pick up one more kill. Site's already been granted to Shazam, but he finds himself all alone.
Gonna be a tough 1v2 to win here. He does get the bomb down. He's working towards quad. There is an HE. Won't hit, and they have no way to flush him out of quad. So that's good for Shazam. He can kind of just hold this. Just kind of pick his battles. Gets the player on highway. Now gets a 1 versus 1. Spots the second player as well. He knows what he's up against. He's just missing a couple of key shots, though. He needs to find one, but he can't. Fierce, who has been pretty brilliant this game, especially on a couple of B defenses. Now going to win a clutch round here. I mean, I think Fierce, he might not be their top fragger, but I feel like he's had some of the most impact in the rounds that Ace has won, for sure.
Certainly an impact player. In fact, if you look at the kill distribution so far, everybody on Ace Gaming is representing fairly well. Fox maybe lagging behind a little bit at 5, 0, and 7. I find that slightly surprising because we've seen actually pretty big things from him in the past during like Season 7, Season 8 of CEVO. But it's getting the job done, right? OpTic Gaming, keeping the money very, very low. They're going to force up at this point, buying all the way down to 100. So they're going to have the ego next round if they can't make something of it. Lots of utility. Tech-9's 1 Galil in their hands, setting up. Looks like they want to commit heavily to A. Look at the defensive setup for Ace Gaming, though. Yeah,
they're definitely going to be in the right position to deal with this. I also want to point out, when you look at the other end, Rush is 3 and 11. This is just not the numbers you expect from this guy. Like, he's one of the best entry fraggers in the scene. He's having an off game. He needs to come alive here. Out there going to get more T rounds, but everyone's in highway. The smoke blocks him from watching the fight cross. Stanislaw even able to push through it and grab a kill, but this is all a sham. It's going to be a B hit. Everyone way out of position now. It's going to be all up to Fierce. He's had some big rounds before, but can he do it again? He does take down Dash before that smoke blooms. He's looking to do some more damage as well, but not going to land any shots just yet. But it's going to be a 4-on-3 retake attempt here from Ace.
That was ugly. That was ugly. Fox and checkers. spams out, and then Nav just stands up, tapping him with a headshot. So it's going to be 3 empty. Bomb's already down, so all OpTic has to do is play the bomb, play some time over here. Vez pressures on, pushes up from heaven, gets into some trouble. Lawson returns fire, taking out the last man standing on B platform. Lawson, he's just going to stick it. Nav spots his butt peeking out, hunched over the bomb, and picks up a free frag and an AWP for his trouble. 3K.
And the CT economy gets reset. So we were kind of talking about how OpTic was in trouble economically, but Ace Gaming's own situation was quite fragile, and they will be broken. So there's going to be on pistols here. Meanwhile, OpTic have pretty much a full buy, save for Shazam, who's going to be on a Galil. They actually give the op to Naf. I think it's because he had a good mid spawn, so they want to see if they can't get out here before the smoke blooms and catch someone crossing mid to highway. Instead, he'll just clip a player pushing him. Will finish off the frag as well, and he'll pass the op off to Shazam. So just a spawn-based play that does pan out for OpTic, though Naf did take probably a bit more damage than he was hoping for.
Oh, a lot more damage. He's down to 6 health. So he's going to have to play very, very cautiously, play low HP game, just play little headshot angles, sit back, don't die, right? Suddenly rush, go ahead and pick up Max, turns him into a 2K while Fox rushes right into his AK-47. That leaves A site completely unloaded. They're going to have to watch out for Vez on the big flank, but the site's already been granted. Now Naf working his way into the site. Well, slowly, he's hanging back. Finally, pops into the site, should be an easy bomb plant. Rush finds Vez in mid, and now they're just trying to isolate where is this last player. Rush seems to suspect something, spots the angle. Super slow reaction time on that shot, though. It's going to cost him his life, but that's all right. Daps is right there.
Now we're all square at 7-all. What started out as a big half for Ace Gaming, they had like a big streak there in the middle of the half where they had won 6 out of 7 rounds, and they really began to pull out in front. But now here towards the end of the half, OpTic have come back alive. They've won 3 of the last 4 rounds, and now it's all even. So OpTic certainly having a good recovery here in the latter part of this half. We'll see if they take it the whole way and actually take the lead, as again they're looking for that op pick at middle, but not going to find it. But no harm, no foul, no damage really exchanged. Meanwhile, Nas slipping in the door as normal. We do see a little bit of an aggressive play here from Ace Gaming at A main again. Rush will be the one to have to deal with it. I think he's aware of what's going on, so he's already begun to kind of back up. And now they're just waiting to see if someone's actually going to push these stairs as Rush holds the angle.
There it is. Rush spots Fox peeking around the corner. Gets the better of him. Nafly standing at Squeaky. Spots Lawson, who's just not even ready for it. He walks right into the crosshairs, allowing free frag. So it's going to be 3 and 5. Bomb can go anywhere at this point.
Yeah, good read there from Naf just to catch the A main fallback. You know, after Rush got that kill, you got to expect those guys to fall back in sight, and Naf just perfect timing to catch that. Now Rush gonna get caught by Max over at the lockers, and Max catches Shazam. Shazam's gotta trade that frag. It's a big miss to have, but luckily Naf's making plays from the door. It's made up for it, and they do still have a 3v1 at the end of the day, so certainly in a powerful position. Daps goes down, but he does a lot of damage to Fierce. It stands on Naf. Full health here. This bomb will certainly get planted, and they should be able to lock this one down.
All right, Fiercey on the retake. 5 health. Takes a couple of shots. Tags Naf for just a little bit, but he's going to end up losing that firefight, largely due to the low HP. So it's a much tighter half than I would have expected, Dust. It's 8 and 7. OpTic Gaming finishing the first half with a slight advantage, but I mean, it's you're talking about a high tier NA team versus Ace Gaming. I mean, the only real stars we've seen have been like Lawson and Fox. I don't know.
Yeah,
it's troubling.
It was
it's
definitely
troubling is what it is.
It was definitely a closer half than I expected. I do have to say that Rush certainly underperformed in comparison to what I normally see out of him. He was definitely having a quiet
with his reaction time. Like
he just wasn't having a good game, that's for sure. I mean, everybody else was about where I would think they would be. Maybe Stanislaw also had a little bit of a rougher half than normal, but Shazam and Naf, they both did about what you'd expect. Right. There was a couple of shots that Shazam missed that seemed a bit odd, like shots you wouldn't expect them to miss. So I think there was just a case where people just weren't as on point as they should be. But that's going to happen some games. But they shook it off, right? I mean, they recovered well. They won 4 of the last 5 rounds. They wound up, taking the half. So that's still, they did their job, right? Like they dug themselves out of the hole they were in, and now they're still in control of this game. If they can win this pistol, then they'll even pull out further ahead, you know, being up 11-7. So there's definitely still a good chance OpTic walk out this game in a pretty one-sided fashion. But Ace, they're in position to maybe try to, you know, do something here. I mean, they're not so far off OpTic right now.
Well, here we go. CSGO Lounge. Second half. The heavy boosting going on by Ace Gaming, and they're not actually showing. You see Shazam watching the angle. They've also got Naf ducked down, staring at the ground so as not to be seen. And it's probably going to be 3 people just exploding all over Highway while Max and Fox get in a position at A side.
This is a pistol strat that CLG used to run a lot on this map. You pull attention to get Highway to rotate back into A site, and then you just flood mid to Highway.
Here comes the mid push. Problem is, Shazam's not watching. It's just going to be Nafly. Here's them pushing around, but starts missing his shots. That's going to allow Lawson to go ahead and get a free frag on him. Rush now knows they're coming up Highway. Picks up a kill. Shut down during the reload. And bomb site quickly goes in favor of Ace Gaming. Vez should have absolutely no problem dropping the bomb. Plants it. I think he's just outside of default, so it can be watched from A main. Stanislaw and Daps have to go for the retake. 1 grenade, not going to do a whole lot. Actually drops Vez down to 66 HP, so that's something. Might help those USPs tag him up a little bit farther. All right, that's 1 spotted. Daps doesn't realize he's got somebody behind him. Engages with Max. Max actually now last man standing. And he should have to play for time. Able to spot the flying Stanislaw, but his crosshair's in the wrong direction. Daps with the headshot. And going to be tight on the defuse.
Nah, I don't think it'll be that bad. I think he's got it pretty square. Just a rough hold there from Ace Gaming at the end. They did all the right things. They got Naf for free in mid. They swarmed the A bomb site. They're doing some good things there, but just a great retake effort there from Daps, and I think that was Naf with him? No, Naf died right in the beginning. I can't remember who was with Daps there at the end. I think it might have been like Stanislaw or something, but they just did a good job. Just doing a good job swarming the site and grabbing it back. Kind of a tough round to lose if you're Ace, because you feel like you were in control of that the whole way through until right at the end. So well done there by Stan and Daps.
It's certainly going to be a disappointing loss, because it's going to set them up to lose control of this score line real fast, unless they can work up a miracle. We got 2 flashes, a couple of P250s grouping up all over the A side. Look at OpTic Gaming's setup. They're playing completely for retake. Nafly just spamming through the smoke. Now with all this utility going over in the flashes, they know it is going to be an A take. They're just going to sit back, stay alive. Wow, Naf doing some serious tagging at the forklift player. Man, starts walking around the corner. Even gives a headshot to his own teammate before he goes down, but the retake's already underway. Max going to be left all alone one more time. Bomb ticking away, so that's 2 bomb plants so far. Surprise, Shazam turns around, nails Max, and it's another round.
Yeah. I like that round from OpTic a lot. It's definitely a smart way to approach the second round of CTs if you win pistol, because it's so common for terrorists to just try to explode out of the door and like close the distance on quad and just swarm the site with 5 players really quickly. So at that point you either elect to stack it and battle it out, but then you risk like mid and B being super exposed, or you just play retake. You keep being in mid covered, and you just play with the mentality that, okay, they're going to plant the bomb A, that's fine, but we're still going to win the round. And that's exactly what they did. But Ace Gaming, they're going to be able to get AKs and everything out now, thanks to these bomb plants.
Yeah, that's the advantage right there. OpTic allows 2 bomb plants. Beautiful flashes, though. That's going to allow Max to get dropped down instantly, putting Stanislaw at blockers. Fox playing at Squeaky. No pressure right there. Lawson also peeks for some information. He's going to get into a 1v1 firefight with Nafly. Flashbang trying to allow Nafly to get out of there. Not going to happen. Stanislaw still able to go ahead and pick up the trade before he backs off and then drops a molly to force Vez backwards. Bomb still sitting right there in mid. It's going to be 3 versus 4. All Ace has to do is just kind of reset and say, all right, let's figure out what we want to do. 1 minute on the clock, plenty of time. Let's not get hasty.
Yeah, they are a man down, though. Just a bit more efficient trading there from OpTic on that A main push. So everything's worked in OpTic's favor at this point. They're able to just do 2-2, which means they're still going to have a pretty good defense no matter where this bomb decides to take spot at, which is going to be B. Daps has already even spotted this. He caught his shoulder. He's able to back up inside the site, play a crossfire with Rush.
No one's rotating off, though. Them
Yeah, they don't have enough info to do that just yet.
Oh, there's Daps playing a one-off spot, and he's not even able to go ahead and take one kill. That's all right. Rush is there to make one trade, but Fiercey finishes the job. Bomb should be able to make it onto the site unless Shazam's in a position to make something happen. Oh. Gets smoked off. Good grenade. Nope. Nade's not going to do that much damage, though. 2 and 2 on the retake.
As Nade definitely missed there. That could have been a kill on the Vez, but no matter. Stanislaw will go ahead and get it instead, and he gets the info on where Fierce is at. Shazam has to step out, try to grab the skill, but he can't, and Fierce having a great game.
The timing, too. Like, Fierce was jumping, and if Shazam peeked a fraction of a second earlier, would have caught him in mid-jump. Maybe messing up that spray.
Yeah, timing strike, man.
That's about it.
You are actually going to see OpTic go ahead and force up. They have a couple players who are quite low, but they'll make do. 3 and 4 is out in play here. An ump picked up by Naf Rush just on the CZ, so...
That's aggressive. Nice spamming through the garage door. Doesn't do that much damage. As the bomb works its way towards A site. A little bit of pressure going to be put in by Fiercey at B. Warehouse granted immediately to Ace Gaming, largely due to the aggression of Stanislaw peeking in there. They haven't quite grouped up yet. Now, quick kill by Lawson. Gonna give Fox the confidence to go ahead and peek on out. Nafly takes the 1v1 firefight with Lawson. Ends up losing it. Rush right there. Drops the bomb.
Still a good chance here for Ace to pull this one out, though. They have a 3-on-2. They have the superior firepower. Bomb is certainly going to go down here in just a few moments as he begins to cross into the site. That's going to go, pushing the forklift, though. Smoke blocking his vision, so he's having a little bit of trouble, but he's able to jump out of there. He knew it was kind of a bad spot to be in, so he'll just bail for a second. He and Rush will still try to take a crack at this. See if they can't find a way to break through. Rush already pushing in here with the CZ. Smoke blocking his line of sight for now, but it begins to dissipate, and they get eyes on Fierce at Fork, but just can't land any shots. Vez and Fierce hold it well. So Ace Gaming, they're working towards a tie, and they're likely going to get it. OpTic not going to have a whole lot of money this round, so this should be the round where Ace closes the gap, and we have quite a game on our hands. It was maybe a bit unexpected for most of us, but well, here we are.
We're already over your over-under on rounds for Ace Gaming. In fact, one more round for Ace, and they're going to have it right here on cash. Tying it up, potentially. In fact, very likely tying it up. Look at this, OpTic Gaming. Completely economically broken. They're going to go ahead and overstack the A site with Daps just kind of watching down mid. It's a good pick because that's the direction that Ace Gaming wants to go. They're going to drop one into mid, though, through boost.
Yeah, I mean, you got to gamble on rounds like this, and it just so happens that OpTic's gamble might pay off. They're going to actually push into A main here, take down Max. Can't get to the Mac 10, however. They're still not sure it's an A stack just yet. They just think, oh, they got aggressive at A. No big deal. We'll just fight this and eventually push in.
Might lead to a couple more kills, but Lawson spots Shazam also getting aggressive in A main, and then they're going to start exploding on. Nap spotted. That should make them feel fairly confident it's either going to be a stack or they've cleared out the site. Rush missing his shots. Daps also just unlucky. Playing the long distance game, AK-47 is going to win that firefight. We have a tied game. That was a save, an eco round for OpTic Gaming, and coming up on Max Lost bonus, not quite yet, but coming up on it, they are able to go ahead and pull up a decent buy. They got the armor, they got some utility, they got the guns. No ops for Shazam, obviously.
Yeah, no op, but still plenty to work with here over at OpTic Gaming side as they will just kind of go into a 2-1-2. It looks like Ace is again looking to go A main. We do have a double push from Stanislaw's Nap through Squeaky Door. They're not going to see anything. Oh, never mind. They do spot the player on boost. It's going to be Vez. They will win that fight. But now, you know, Ace knows that they're both door, and they're going to close the door on him, and they're going to get control of the site. They do have to worry about door still at some point on the retake, so nice pop flashes to come in to get Nap and Stanislaw out of there. But they also kill Shazam, so they're just cutting off the rest of the retake right now on CT spawn. This is getting really, really rough on OpTic. You can see Nap and Stanislaw actually deciding to just route back around and flake A main, but Fierce, he's aware of it, and he's ready.
Peeks around the corner, though. He's not going to land the shots and stands on Nap. Immediately pick up a 2K, leading Max yet again all alone at quad. This guy is the solo defender, And this time he's doing it from T side. There you go. Spot daps. Rush, what are you doing? Just trying to
He was hoping his teammates A-main would just cover him.
Well, Stanislaw still able to go ahead and drop down. No
He won't
kit,
get it.
but should?
Nope.
Nope.
Wow.
That's
yeah, I mean, that's the thing. OpTic knew they didn't have any kit, so Rush really had no choice but to stick it and just hope that his teammates coming from A-main would stop him from dying. And unfortunately, that just didn't happen. Max was able to step out, kill the most important player, which was the diffuser, and win the round. That kill won the round, right?
It did.
And it stinks because OpTic did so well on that retake. I mean, Ace was doing all the right things as far as how they positioned themselves and the decisions they made to like push through A-main once they knew the squeaky door, push headset in, and close the door on them, and all those things. But then they just couldn't get the kills.
A-main, though.
Yeah, they just couldn't get the kills. But then right there at the end, Max makes the key play, and now Ace, they have their... I guess it's their first lead of the game.
It is.
Well, no, they did have a lead there for a while in the first half.
Well, briefly, yeah.
But here's where it matters most, and they have OpTic again on kind of a force,
Shazam.
but Shazam not gonna bother him apparently.
Beware the wanding. A little counter boost going on up here at Checkers, and Fox is gonna go ahead and drop Rush. Daps is aware that maybe somebody's up here. I might want to go ahead and watch that angle. Shazam also rotating in towards B side to watch it. Stanislaw comes off of A into mid. Lawson's dropped. Fox watches. They start to rotate away from the B site, and they're all stalled out in mid. Daps on the big flank does some damage to Vez. He's going to get traded out too. So it's just 1 for 1, down to a 3 and 3. AK-47 and M4 picked up by Stan and Nafly. The odds are very even.
Oh, Naf made a real risky play here. I think Max is aware of this, and so Naf's probably going to get busted here. He's taking damage. Oh, he does want him getting the kill. Okay, I thought for a second Naf might respond again, but Stanislaw, he's here. Max is low on HP. Stanislaw, though, misses the shot, so he's able to get inside the site here. Fox, meanwhile, picking up Shazam. Stanislaw now 1v3, gets one, gets blinded, and that was kind of a crazy round. OpTic almost even reeled it in, but Ace just hold them off, and now they're up 12-10. But now OpTic, they can be back on a full buy. Shazam can have his op again. And this is where it's going to get a bit more difficult on Ace Gaming. They're actually even going to double op here, which is something they do like to do occasionally with Naf and Shazam. So this might catch Ace off guard. This is the first time they'll be up against a double op, so we'll see how they handle it. Right now, they're doing the right things to maybe take this map away from OpTic, but we'll have to see if they can follow all the way through.
OpTic certainly changing things up. The ops are going to be down mid, with Shazam boosted up, basically using that as a one-way smoke, and then Naf single-handedly holding on to the Ace site. And look at this crossfire going on between Naf and Shazam at truck. He just keeps kind of rotating between truck and mid at this point. Ace hasn't done anything to show their hand just yet, but they're going to start taking some map control with a little pressure towards the A site. Look at this angle by Naf.
Yeah, they're worried about maybe a boost play, so they're checking that out just a little bit.
Boom.
Naf gonna get the free kill, able to get around from quad as well. It's definitely gonna be an A hit. Stanislaw already making the rotation up highway as well, so you know, OpTic are well set up for this.
Well, they're committing to it. Stanislaw and Naf watching the angles. Here comes some flashes, a couple of grenades going back and forth. They're gonna use the mollies to try and clear out the location. Kind of a bad molly though, not gonna do anything. Still, Fox able to get the kill. And beware the AWP of Nafly. He just starts working his way around forklift. Spots one, that's fine. Shazam can just sit back, hold the angle, just hoping that Fez or somebody can go ahead and peek this. Bomb goes down there, and there's nothing OpTic can do.
Yeah, one slips in the A main as well now, but it's not planned for him, so it's really up to Lawson to make something happen. He's been spotted. They should know that likely no one's quad at this point. And so they're just going to be able to start breezing through here. Lawson gets one, but Rush takes him out. Now it's just fierce, and he will be dealt with. So OpTic, retake there, but you also have to give credit to Naf. I mean, he stayed alive for so long despite the pressure that was being put on him, and he came up with 2 kills. So he definitely did his job there on the initial hold to set OpTic up in a like a winnable retake scenario. And OpTic will do it. It's 11-12 now. Still plenty of money on Ace, but this is where it'll run out. If OpTic can tie it here, very likely they would take the lead at that point, 13-12, due to a save Ace at the take. But at the same time, OpTic can get their money reset here, and that could be, you know, Ace waltzing closer to match point. So this is a very, very key round in this game.
very effective trading going on as well on that retake. OpTic has been hyper-aggressive. There you see Stanislaw one more time peeking into A main. This time he's going to get the better of Lawson, opening it up and putting a man advantage in favor of OpTic. He also picks up so much information suggesting maybe they're out mid, maybe they're at B, and that's exactly where all four of these players are, with Bomb very close to the B site with Max. Rush and Dap just turtled up inside of the site where they can just take a couple of shots, back off, and stay alive for the rotate.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, they are going to have Shazam, who's going to be able to get there pretty quick at Heaven, if in fact they do decide to hit B. But at this point, you can see some indecision on Ace Gaming's part. They're not really sure what they want to do. In fact, the Bomb on Max is making its way towards A, whereas Stanislaw and Naf have a great crossfire on A main, in fact. They will even smoke it out as well, so this is going to make it even more difficult. Looks like they're going to try to go door with the Bomb. Maybe throw a little bit of a fake at B here with Fierce and Fox, but actually try to make a bomb play through Squeaky Door. And Naf does begin to rotate off of A as well, so it's going to be up to Stanislaw, as this fake is going to be sold. I mean, Stan won't leave, but he has to make the play by himself. I don't know if he heard anyone in that hallway or not, but he's got to hit some nice shots here.
He doesn't seem aware at all.
He's got a good angle to hold on this. Naf's already beginning to rotate over as well.
Gotta watch out for Highway, though. Fox working his way up. There's Max. Picks up one, doesn't go for another one. Now he does. Sees the Molly, flaming across like a comet. And then he ends up getting dropped. Nice shot by Nafly, though. He's going to get pushed up by Truck. Bomb does go down. In default, it's going to be Vez and Fiercey on defense. Fiercey at E-Bomb.
Good flash there. Dat's able to chase after it, grab the kill. So Vez is all alone with very low health inside the site, and he will be taken out. And so OpTic will tie this game up. And with Ace, with the way their money is, one loss bonus, they did get a bomb plant, but I still don't feel that's enough to really have a decent buy. So I would suspect that they're going to have a tough decision to make here, whether or not they want to do some type of crazy force play. I mean, Fox does have 6,300, so he's decent.
Something.
Max is decent, so they could make a run at this, but I think utility would certainly have to be sacrificed if you wanted more AKs, or you'd have to like Galil to get the proper utility. So yeah, it looks like they're just going to take the safer approach. Just get some upgraded pistols, but, you know, save up for the next round.
Yeah, they set a price floor, and they're able to buy some decent kit and equipment with those pistols, along with two players who are armored up. So, hey, maybe if you can go ahead and drop somebody, pick up an M4, better yet, pick up an AWP, you might be able to piece something together. And then they even have a little bit of utility. They're all going to group up and commit to the A side. Look at Stanislaw, though, already pushed up, spots Fox out, and then he's able to go ahead and back off and help hold the single angle with Nafline.
Yeah, great play here from Shazam, or excuse me, Stanislaw and Nash. Shazam had nothing to do with that round. He's just chilling at truck. I don't know why I brought him up, but yeah, just that aggressive Squeaky Door play from Stanislaw, getting the kill. It's always kind of dangerous, though, because when you're trying to fall back out of Squeaky Door to get back inside the site, you can usually get busted by someone holding an angle from A main. But Stanislaw found 2 more kills. I mean, he just overperformed there. And then he had Naf with the op, of course, you know, sitting that quad doing his job. So now OpTic, they've taken the lead back. They've won the last 3 rounds in a row. They're starting to establish themselves again in this game. And now they're going to do something a bit different. Now they're getting super aggro at mid, and Shazam's already found a pick at B.
Well, that's going to scare the Bomb and the rest of the players away. Rush going for the counter boost, but Vez is watching the angle. Grenade, that hurts. Right on top of his head. Drops Rush down to 46 HP. And he's just going to sit right back there. So it's going to be Rush and Vez staring at each other through boost. Here it goes. Another boost. Who peaks first? That's the question. An old Western standoff at this point. Oh, there you go! Standoff. Stand up. Lawson does. And Rush takes his head right off.
So OpTic, pretty good position here. They have a 5 versus 3. The rest of Ace Gaming looking to see if they can't make something happen here at the A-bomb site. They will catch Stanislaw out this time. You won't be able to do any more work, so that is certainly going to help them out just a bit here. But Naf hits a hop shot there onto Fox. Vez trying to bring it back to his camp, but it's all for naught. It's Naf looking alone in 1 versus 3 here with only 3 HP to work with, and yeah, he'll just be easy pickings for OpTic. This will be another round for them. That's going to make it 4 in a row. Bomb plant comes in for money. They're approaching max loss, so they will be able to make a buy here, but they're not going to have an op, and they might be a little bit lacked on utility on a couple of players, but we'll still be able to put together enough of a buy to pose a threat. But just struggling to find rounds now. Like, OpTic's begun to lock down all areas of the map.
I think it's worth noting that Max, although he underperformed on Mirage with 2 kills, he's doing all right. 17 now.
Yeah.
17-4, 19.
It's not a
Slightly negative,
fragging
not
problem.
that bad.
It's just where they're coming from and when they're happening. That it's just like OpTic's getting the more impactful frags now.
Immediately, Ace Gaming flashes out, charges the mid, taking mid control. Max is going to have to deal with the aggression again coming from OpTic Gaming. They just charge out of A side like it's nothing. A little
just push with
trade.
2 ops. Like, just the balls on these guys. But it's panning out. They've gotten 3 kills between the 2 of them, so...
And now Ace is going to find himself stalled out in mid. Fiercey stuck on the far side with the bomb. And Vez just goes solo in B side, sprays down. That was a ridiculous spray. Somehow gets the kill on Rush. And then Fierce is going to come following up with the checkers. Daps at heaven takes one, says, okay, where's the other guy? Fiercey from main. Daps is watching that angle, fully expect him to be right there. And he's going to finish that round off with 2K for himself, putting us in the match point.
I mean, Naf just has a pocket full of stones, man. I don't know if anybody will get that reference, but just pushing through A main through a smoke with an op and finding a pick. I mean, that was insanely risky, but it did pay off. And Shazam able to stop the highway pressure from middle with a couple op frags himself. So just a great hold all together from OpTic. And now they're well on their way to winning this series in 2 maps, which is kind of what we predicted, though certainly this map turned out closer than expected.
Way closer.
But nonetheless, at the end of the day, what matters is whether you put a W or an L on the board. And it's looking like OpTic are approaching that W that we expected to see. This could be the last round of the game here. Ace Gaming, no utility, just 2 smokes, and a couple of guys just on Galil's even. So, I mean, they're going to have to hit some serious shots to make this thing work out. But they're gathering up at A, and I mean, Naf has found 1 or 2 kills around here with the op, and has really slowed them down a lot. So, history's not serving them well in the last few rounds.
Side angle by Nafly. Just watching for a little shoulder. Looks like it might be Max, the first one around. Fiercey. Oh, no. Naf's actually going to miss that shot.
He didn't miss. He just didn't kill. It was through the wall.
Yeah, that's what it was. Doesn't matter. Goes ahead, pulls out the gun. Drops a couple. Spots Fox at Squeaky Door. And then sees Vez. He's going to poke out, re-peeking the angle with the AWP. He's got plenty of players alive, so I guess it doesn't matter too much. He finally has dropped, leaving Vez all alone. Vez going to have to clutch this thing, scoring a 4K. That's not meant to happen. Daps posted and turns it into a 16-12 scoreline of dust. I mean, it's kind of what we expected. OpTic going to take this 2-0, moving on. But Ace has to be happy with themselves with that performance on Cash.
Oh yeah, absolutely. They certainly made that a way better game than what we thought it was going to be after what we saw on Mirage. So definitely a good effort there, but I'll take just a bit better. And it really just came down to that last 6 rounds of the second half. All of a sudden, you just saw OpTic play up the form. Like Naf was just a brick wall at the A-bomb site. You were not getting past his op. You know, Shazam was hitting the shots he needed. Stanislaw had a big game in general. He really made up for the fact that Rush was struggling at different points throughout the game. I think the big playmaker there is definitely Naf, man. He had like, I think of his 33 kills.
ADR.
Yeah, of his 33 kills, I feel like 19 or 20 actually came from the T side, which was so big, and how they were able to win that last 4 out of 5 rounds there in the first half was actually Naf making plays, because Rush and Stanislaw were struggling to entry. It was really Naf making plays from door, helping open up the A bomb site. That was really a lot of it, so you got to give a lot of props to Naf. He was definitely the MVP of that map to make sure OpTic secured it. And again, he was a big part of that winning streak at the end on CT as well with the op. So well done. OpTic took care of business. They struggled a little bit there on Cash.
A lot more than I might have expected right there. But I mean, here's the thing, especially on CT side, they were hyper aggressive. Like, they just kept on pushing out. I think every gun round, and even on a lot of eco rounds, you saw somebody going either through Squeaky or through A main. And in a lot of cases, they ended up handing rounds over to Ace Gaming with that sort of aggression. Do you think that maybe they look at Ace Gaming as a lower tier competitor and they say, you know, we don't care, we can just out-frag them? We're just going to charge them and get this thing over fast. Well, it didn't happen.
I mean, to a degree, but at the same time, I've seen this team in its different iterations, like Conquest, for example, do similar things to that. It's something that all teams throw in occasionally, right? Squeaky door pushes are something you throw in maybe a couple times a half.
Couple of rounds, but that was like every round.
I don't think it was as. I think that might be exaggerating a little bit. I think that it was just the sheer fact that they were doing something aggressive almost every round.
Yeah.
Like, so it wasn't like maybe they pushed Squeaky twice.
Yeah.
They pushed A main like 2 or 3 times. They pushed mid a couple of times. So they spread out their aggression, but DAPS-led teams, and especially teams where you play with like NAF and Shazam and stuff, they've always been known to do that type of thing. And again, it's something that all teams throw in. Maybe OpTic did it a bit more than some others, but it's something that I'm used to seeing out of this group of players. So I wasn't too surprised by it. And you know, it wound up working out in the end for the better. So can't hold it against them, I guess.
That puts OpTic Gaming on top 2-0. So for the first qualifier, they're going to go ahead and move on to face Team AGG in the round of 8. Now, guys, stay tuned. We have another best of 3 coming up, and I expect it to be much tighter, much closer game. That's going to be Winter Fox versus NRG. So that's Gabi's team right there. Gabi and Leggy as well. So you know,
so that'll be an hour and 20 minutes.
Well, that's a while.
So that is going to be at 10 p.m. Eastern time, 9 p.m. Central. So yeah, just come back in about an hour and 20 minutes and we will be back. Of course, we couldn't know that we set this up for best of 3. So like, if there would have been a third map, then we would have pretty much just rolled right into the next best of 3 with a very little break. But because the first map went so fast and it was a 2-0 series, there's obviously going to be a bit of a break period. So yeah, folks, you know, go grab yourself a bite to eat, have a snack, do whatever the heck it is that you want to do, but we will be back here in about an hour and 20 minutes to do the best of 3 between Energy and Winter Fox. So yeah, thanks a lot for tuning in. If you enjoyed yourself, please do follow up on Twitch if you have not already, because we will be using this channel to stream Pro League matches for Season 9 of the Gfinity CEVO Pro League pretty much every day of the week for the next couple of months, including our LAN finals, which will be in London at the end of April.
Awesome.
So definitely, you know, this will be the center of all those games. So definitely want to go ahead and hit that follow button if you're not already. Of course, you'll see it on Go Lounge and HLTV and stuff as well. But if you want to follow up on Twitch, we'd appreciate that. You can also give a follow to us casters if you'd like, as our names are like kind of visible on our webcams. It's at Dustmaret and at Pat Flanagan, but I'll put it in chat as well. The links are there for us.
Tweet at us. We like to talk about the game too.
Yeah, definitely. We would definitely enjoy having you follow us and interact. And yeah, other than that, we'll take a break. We'll be back in about an hour. Yeah, see you later.
Cool. See ya.